Glad to have you with us here on this edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Coming up on today's show, we are going to let you hear from one of the newest members of your Kansas City Chiefs, first-round draft pick Josh Simmons. Our team got the chance to catch up with him at the NFL Draft Scouting Combine in Indianapolis, where he talked about the pre-draft process, got to know him a little bit further. He talked about his injury situation. We'll dive in and bring you that conversation coming up in just a bit. Before we do, I want to make sure you guys are subscribed to the Kansas City Chiefs Report as we bring you daily coverage here on the channel of our news and rumors. We're also doing live shows each and every Tuesday. We're talking trades, free agency, and more throughout the offseason. There is no offseason here on the Chiefs Report. We'll count you down to training camp with everything you need to know. Subscribe now for free. Let's get at least 20 subs off today's video. Stay up to date. We got you covered each and every day. YouTube.com/ChiefsTV. Subscribe now. We'll get started with today's show.
Yeah, rehab's going good. We're making like a lot of good progress. Josh says I'm like a thick, like ahead, like really way ahead of a schedule. So I'll probably be cut loose like mid-April to give everybody like a good pro day.
What was it like for you guys to have that injury in the middle of the season? What were your emotions like? How you felt about it?
Yeah, like frustration definitely was the biggest one. Like you do everything right, you make a big improvement from 23 to 24, and then something like that happens. You definitely kind of like get reality of like anything can happen. So just take advantage of everything that you have for you. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you don't expect. I thought somebody ran into the back of me. I thought like Trey might have hit me or something like that when it first happened. But yeah. Huh? I mean, I felt like a little pop, but again, I thought somebody hit the back of my knee at first until I tried to get up, and then it was kind of hard to.
It's not really something that you necessarily like prove to teams. Like, how am I going to be next year?
Exactly.
So when you're talking to teams this week, what are you saying in regards to your recovery, the kind of player you expect to be?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, I try to show off my work ethic. Obviously, that 23 to 24 is the biggest one. So you just apply that to your rehab, and you're going to make a lot of great progress. One more time. I have. Yeah, so mine did. I didn't have Vrabel mines. Huh? I don't think it was any of the. I think it was the Elliott or Vrabel. I don't think any of them were in there.
Teammates and you said that you might have been the most improved player on the team last year. What did you do to get so much better?
Yeah, so you use the resources. Obviously, you have that bad Missouri game, so it's just a bad taste in your mouth all off season. And then you just try to get out of your mouth by connecting with people like, even Paris Johnson came to one of our spring practices and just picking his brain for a little bit. Then you have all the resources in the building with Coach Fry, Bill O'Brien for a little bit, Chip Kelly, obviously Coach Day and Ohio State spit like a ton of people in the NFL. So just using that and then just flooring it every day in the off season.
Coming off a really talented draft class in general, why should you be the best draft?
Well, because one, obviously, aside from like genetics and gifts that I have, I think it's more work ethic. I think I like to think I'm very ahead in terms of repertoire, pass sets, the way I think of the game, how I diagnose fronts and stuff like that. And then obviously you get all that in your head and you can knock that out before you even step up to the ball. You can play a lot faster.
What was it like for you to watch Ohio State win the national championship on the farm?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you want to be out there with your brothers, right? But I mean, they handle business. So I was just really happy for them and cheering them the whole way.
What made you make the decision to, rather than stay there the rest of the year, to go and focus on rehab?
One more time?
You obviously went to go focus on rehab rather than stay with the team. What went into that decision?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, they kind of felt sorry for themselves. I knew I wanted to go play in the NFL, so I needed to get on this ASAP. It's not like obviously it feels like an ankle injury, ankle sprain. Obviously, I definitely would be on the sideline with him, but it was just something that you want to get in the best care. So I think Neil Electrosh and his clinic down there was the best idea for me. It was. Yeah, so it's not easy. So you're gonna have to go in there and be angry at every rep in rehab. It's gonna feel sore some days, but you have to push through that and really keep building eccentrics. Quad is gonna be the biggest thing because sometimes that can kind of lack. But other than that, you just have to go really, really hard with it. Yeah. I mean, I don't really look at it like that. I mean, I just kind of just go out there and work hard. Just kind of, if I am the first one off the board, thank God. If not, then, what was meant to be was meant to be. I have. I think it went pretty well. They're really good people. They like to pick my brain about football and stuff like that. That was probably the biggest thing that we were talking about. Tape.
A lot of competitive drills, like the last couple of years, like see, just like fun little contests. Do they do anything like that with you this year?
No, nothing like that. One more time. I have. It was great. He's like around from my city, Torrey Pines, so we were chopping it up like that a little bit, and it was good. It was a good interview.
Josh, what would you like to see Donovan Jackson kick out the tackle? What were your impressions of him handling that position? Were you surprised at all?
Yeah, that was insane. I think he's played. I think he said he hasn't played tackle ever since I think maybe like high school, and that was just for a little bit. So to see him do that against people like James Pierce, Bill Carter, and he did the damn thing, it was insane. I was extremely shocked. And I mean, I kind of knew he could do that. He's a freak athlete. He's a great football player and an even better person.
Josh, from a fundamental standpoint, how important is arm length for you to be effective?
Yeah, so I think arm length, right? You're going to go against like some taller dudes, longer dudes and stuff like that. But I think, it's going to help in like keeping away from your body and stuff like that. But if you can make up for it in other aspects, obviously, I think you'll be fine.
What are some of those other aspects?
Exactly. Technique, foot speed. I think if you can't really kind of reach out before him, you want to at least get to the spot before him and kind of fight and be handsy. If he's kind of bull rushing you, snapping him down and stuff like that. So you're definitely going to have to use other techniques because you don't have that length to make up for it.
Have you spoken to the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I haven't.
How different did you feel last year compared to 2023?
One more time?
How different did you feel last year compared to 2023?
Confidence. Like I was going above and beyond with my preparation rather than 23. It was more like lackadaisical, trying to play catch up from coming from a place like San Diego State's offense and then going into an Ohio State offense where it's like there's a lot of more engine under the hood with what you have. So it was just going above and beyond with my preparation. That way when I went to the field, it was just kind of like filling in the tests that you already knew the answers to.
Do you feel like a full-fledged national champion like anyone else?
Huh?
Do you feel like a full-fledged national champion like anyone else on the team?
Sure.
Josh, have teams spoken to you about changing positions?
There's been a couple. Like, what do you think about going inside for the first 2 years? Something like that? Absolutely.
How important is that physical versatility that you showed in college, left tackle, right tackle, maybe a little bit inside?
One more time.
How important is that positional versatility at that next level? Maybe going inside and playing left tackle and right tackle in college. Building that base as a collegiate and taking that to the next level.
Yeah, that's pretty big. Obviously, like there's going to be a lot of holes in some teams, and if you just kind of step up to the plate and put the team first, it'll be a no-brainer.
What was it like working with Seth at center?
He's an amazing. I don't think I've ever had someone that smart kind of like around me. I mean, there have been times where I just couldn't hear anything, so he would just say F it and scout and just literally point out everybody's job within the span of like 3 seconds. I don't think I've ever in my life ever seen that, which is.
What's the pregame prep like going in, like when you guys are watching film? You say he's smart. Just curious some of the conversations you'd have leading into it.
Yeah, so he'll obviously identify the front. What do they like to line up in? Like Iowa was in like a big knock front. There's this like funky knock front look, and they'll have like a mug in the A gap. And so so like in the knock front, like I'm triple covered. I have someone outside, onside, and then inside of me. So he just said like get vertical. Obviously he's kind of a little free, so he'll probably get in the slide with me. But that'll obviously be like a will kind of redirect us. But I mean, he's insane. He made our jobs a lot easier.
Your favorite block you ever made in college?
It was this Notre Dame block. This linebacker was shooting the A gap on the inside zone, and I kind of took him out of the way.
Josh, are you had a chance to meet with the Raiders?
I'm trying to remember. I had a few. I don't think so.
What would it mean to you to play for Coach Kelly again, and how did he help your career?
Yeah, so he used every bit of ability that I had. Obviously, pulling around in like a fold block or something like that. So it was really he definitely maximized my abilities. It would be great.
Ohio State used 9 different starting offensive linemen in one national championship.
I think that's just a testament of like our culture. We fight. Obviously, there's going to be people going down and injuries and stuff like that. The fact that there was somebody to step up and handle out the job was, I think, a big like thing of how good Coach Fry is and how he develops us, and obviously like emphasizing our culture, which is fight.
What was the hardest mental part to
One more time.
What was the hardest mental part to recovery? Obviously, physically, what was the hardest mental part?
Yeah, you're gonna go and people are gonna say, oh yeah, this is this type of injury. You just can't listen to any of that. You just have to go in in rehab and just kill it every day. Be mad at every single rep in rehab, just knowing that. Get your mindset to be ready to be back to the person that you were before.
Are there any quarterbacks that you really want to block for? You started first 18 as a left tackle. Anybody else like that?
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's a lot in the NFL. I mean, I don't really have a specific one. I mean, I'd love to block for 18 again. That's for sure. Yeah.
How much did it help you get better the last 2 years just going up against Jack Sawyer, JT every day in practice?
All the difference. I mean, you got a insane power rusher, freak of an athlete in JT, and you have the best hands I think in college football in Jack Sawyer. So like getting the best of both worlds every day in practice was definitely probably one of the biggest things that was good. Had that like good change in 23-24. Mm-hmm. I'm very glad. Obviously, it was kind of like a gamble a little bit, just because like you come off from like 17 penalties, really rough around the edges guy. Then you go to Ohio State. Put my trust in Coach Fry, and he did the damn thing. He turned me into a monster.
Do you have a favorite memory from your time at Ohio State?
Favorite memory? There's a few, but I think the favorite one would be winning against Notre Dame at their house.
When did you know Ohio State was the right decision? You mentioned you kind of some struggle at the beginning.
Yeah.
When did you become aware, okay, this really clicked?
Yeah, so I think it was in recruiting. A lot of people like to throw out, obviously, NIL world. They like to throw out numbers. Coach Fry's recruitment is in his development. He's going to show you exactly what he's going to do with you and how he's going to get you to the NFL, which is, I think, priceless, right? He showed me exactly step by step. This is what we're going to do first when you get here. This is what we're going to do once you get the basics down, and then to emphasize it and put it all together. This is what we're going to do. Like he told me a step-by-step plan on what he was going to do for me, and it was like, again, it was just a no-brainer.
What was that plan?
Yeah, so obviously I was rough around the edges, right? So I had a lot of technical issues. So it was like, let's get your stance right. Once we get your stance right, let's utilize your upper body strength. Once we utilize your upper body strength, let's get you knowing about offenses and defenses and stuff like that. That way, when you get on the field, you play a lot faster. Then just tying in techniques, different snatch. Obviously, you see me like snatch block. You'll see me like pull around and try to like slingshot people up the field, and that was all Coach Fry.
How would you describe kind of your mental approach after the injury?
Mm-hmm.
How difficult was it to watch your team play without you, and you could have helped them? And how did you kind of rationalize that mentally to stay involved?
Yeah, so I put it all in the tank. A lot of people, they'll get down on themselves about an injury, right? Especially when you're trying to – I was going for it all, right? I was going to be not only the national championship, but personal goals, like Outland Trophy, all that stuff. You just got to put it in the tank, right? Like it's just a little speed bump. Just once you get all that in your mindset, so you're going to come back a lot stronger, wake up a demon inside of you kind of, you know there's no way to stop you.
What about watching the team progress and struggle late in the year, but then also win the national?
I had faith. I know, like I said, our cultures fight. I knew they were going to figure it out. Donnie was going to figure it out. Obviously, Zen went down, but like me and Donnie chemistry. Like I knew he's a freak athlete. He's probably one of the most freakiest guys in this entire draft class. So obviously, it was going to take a game or two, but then I mean, I knew he was going to do it. I mean, he was great.
Where did you watch the national championship game, and what was like you watching that?
The national championship game, I watched it in LA. I was still rehabbing a little bit down there. It was amazing. Like you know that what'd you say? Yeah, you knew that they were going straight downhill after that Tennessee game, so I kind of just knew they were just filling in the dots. One more time?
What did you make of Coach Fry moving to the NFL? Surprised at all?
No, I mean obviously he's an exceptional developer, so it was just a matter of time, kind of.
Josh, you mentioned the Missouri game, the Cotton Bowl in 23, and how much motivation you had after that. Do you ever have another moment where you've had that much motivation going into the season or going into kind of
I would say probably that Indiana game, that first 2023, like your first game at left tackle, you just kind of, that's just not you. And then you can't prove to people that it's not you, so you just kind of work at it and then slowly get better throughout the season.
Did they know with the Bears yet?
Yes.
How was that?
That was pretty good. I liked it. Great staff.
Did you get formally involved in the Cowboys here?
Yeah, yes.
How'd that formal go?
Same thing. It was really good. Really great staff.
All right. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it.
There you have it from Josh Simmons. Can't wait to see this guy on the football field here sooner than later. It'll be here before we know it, folks. For the best Chiefs coverage around, you got to be subscribed to the channel, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.